Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about an interesting topic of our biology subject, that is control, chemical coordination and integration. Before starting chemical coordination and integration, let's talk about the controlling system of our body. So in human body, there are two types of controlling system. First one is nervous system and another one is chemical oriented system, which is also called as chemical coordination and integration. Nervous system is basically regulated by neuron, or which we can also say nerve cell. Clear? And the chemical integrated system is regulated by hormones. So the main system, the main thing which is going to work in chemical coordination and integration, these are hormones, and in nervous system these are neuron and nerve cell. Okay, the nervous system is a fast or quick process. Just for an example, you had heard about the reflex action. Reflex action. Okay, like if I give an example of reflex action, like if you had touched on any unusual substance, for an example, you had touched a switch which has ongoing electricity current through it. So if you touch it, if you feel shock, you will remove your hand within a millisecond. You are not going to take a time, you are not going to think about it. So these kind of actions are called reflex action, which is regulated by nervous system in human body. Now there is one more thing about these process, that these nervous system cannot reach all body cells. But on the other hand, the chemical system is a slow process, but it can reach all body cells. So do you get my point? There are two types of controlling system in human body. The one is nervous system and the second one is chemical coordination and integration. In today's topic, we are going to talk about the hormones. So these hormones are secreted from glands. In human body, there are mainly two types of gland: endocrine gland and exocrine gland. Now, what is endocrine and what is exocrine and what is the difference between them? Let us have a look. So, endocrine glands are basically those glands which doesn't have their own duct, so they will transfer their hormones or the secretion. The hormone which is secreted from the gland is transferred with the help of blood. Is transferred with the help of blood to the targeted organ, because they does not contain their own ducts. So basically endocrine glands are ductless gland, and they will transfer their chemicals or their hormones with the help of blood. So basically this gland is going to pour its hormone in the blood first, and now the blood will carry these hormones to the targeted organ. Clear? And the next one is exocrine gland. So exocrine glands are the gland which transfer their hormone to the targeted organ directly with the help of duct. So these glands contain duct. Okay. Now, what are these glands are going to secrete? So endocrine gland will secrete hormones. Okay. And exocrine gland will secrete enzymes, saliva, tears, etc. are going to be secreted by the help of exocrine gland. So is it clear that there are two types of gland in human body, endocrine gland and exocrine gland? There is one more type of gland present in human body, that is called heterocrine gland. It is a third type of gland, or it is also called as mixed gland. Okay, let us have a look about it. So I am talking about the third type of gland, that is called heterocrine, or I can also call it mixed gland. Now what does that mean by mixed gland? Mixed gland mean it also act as endocrine and it will also act as exocrine. So it is going to act as endocrine gland and exocrine gland depending on the situation. In human body, there are two glands which are example of heterocrine gland or which can be considered as heterocrine gland are pancreas. The first gland is pancreas and the another one is gonads. Okay, gonad is going to be different in male and female. In male it is testis and in female it is ovaries. Okay, so now understood there are two types of gland, endocrine and exocrine, and if a gland act as both endocrine and exocrine, then that gland will be considered as heterocrine gland. Clear? Now these glands are going to secrete hormone. What are these glands are going to secrete? These glands are going to secrete hormones. Now, what is a hormone? Who discovered the first hormone? Which was the first hormone ever discovered? So let us have a look. The first hormone which was discovered is secretine. What was the name of hormone? Secretine. And it was discovered by two scientists named Mr. Bayliss and Sterling. What were their name? Bayliss and Sterling. Sometimes the question can go deeply. They can also ask about the year in which is first ever hormone is discovered. So the year is 1901. In which year they are going to discover it? Okay. Now, next, what are these hormones actually? So these hormones are biogenic. These are biogenic in nature. If someone asks about the nature of hormones, then the hormones are biogenic in nature. Non-nutrient hormone. Basically, non-nutrient means non-nutrient hormone. So, non-nutrient hormone means that the essential nutrients of human body which we require daily in our diet. So, these hormones doesn't contain any of the nutrient which we are consuming in our daily life, our daily diet, the basic balanced diet. So, these are non-nutrients. So, that doesn't contain any of the nutrient like carbs, fats, etc. It doesn't contain that. So, it is non-nutrient hormone. So, I can say not in our diet. Okay. Now, one more thing. It is present in human body in trace amount. In trace amount. What does trace amount means? Trace amount means that it can be traced in human body. It can be traced, that we can find that this hormones is present in particular amount. This hormone is present in particular amount. So this hormones, all the hormones in human body are found in trace amount, and they can be measured in nanogram, ng, which we can measure them. We can measure them in nanogram. Okay. Now, next, one more thing about hormones, that these hormones are bioactive. These are completely bioactive hormones. Hormones are completely bioactive. Okay. So there are a few points. Let's repeat it. Hormones are biogenic in nature. Non-nutrient hormones, not in our diet. These are bioactive and these are found in trace amount in human body, and the trace amount is calculated in nanogram. Okay. So now, next we are going to talk about endocrine system in detail. Okay. So let us have a look.